and sleepy. So you know what she did? She decided it was time for a very special kind of adventure. It was a journey to find rest and some beautiful, peaceful dreams. And so that's just what she did. Stella drifted away from her cozy little spot on the moon. She floated down, oh so gently, like a tiny shimmering light, making her way down to the quiet world below us. So, where did she go first? Well, her first stop was a beautiful, sleepy garden. And right after that, she found herself next to some very tall, whispering trees. You know, the kind that seem to tell secrets on the breeze? She shined her soft, gentle light all over the garden, and she saw that all the flowers were closing up their petals for the night. So in the quietest little voice you can imagine, she whispered, "Hello, sleepy flowers, it's time to rest now." After that, she floated over to those tall trees, and as she got closer, she could hear their leaves rustling in the gentle night breeze. It sounded almost like they were singing a soft lullaby, a secret song just for the night. Stella listened to their peaceful music, and she felt even more calm and sleepy. She whispered right back to them, with a very grateful heart, "Good evening, tall trees. Thank you so much for your gentle song." And so Stella's sleepy journey continued. She just kept following the soft music of the night, always listening for the night's softest, sweetest lullaby. And pretty soon she found it. She found a tiny little stream. As her light touched the water, it just glittered and sparkled. It looked exactly like the tiny stars in the sky, and the stream, it was babbling and murmuring as it flowed over the smooth stones. You know, this sound, it was the most peaceful lullaby of all. Stella could feel her own light growing even softer as she whispered, "Sleepy stream, your gentle song is so, so calming." And it was true. That little stream was lulling everything nearby into a deep, peaceful sleep. Okay, by now Stella was feeling very sleepy indeed. She knew it was time to head back up towards the sky. So her journey took her up and up and up, right into the soft, dreamy clouds. And as she rose higher and higher, she looked up and saw all of her friends, the stars. They were twinkling all around her, just like tiny, gentle nightlights. And can you believe it? Just as she looked, one of the stars blinked right back at her. It was like a sweet and silent goodnight. She floated even closer to those soft, fluffy clouds. They looked just like giant, cozy pillows, didn't they? Almost like they were just waiting for her. So she whispered to them, "Good night, cozy clouds. Sleep well and dream happy dreams." And right there, surrounded by the softest clouds and all the twinkling stars, Stella was finally ready to drift off to sleep. Her wonderful adventure had brought her to the perfect place for a safe and sound sleep. And as she closed her little eye beams, a wonderful dream began. And in this beautiful dreamland, guess who she met? She met all the friends she made on her journey. The gentle stars were there, the sleepy flowers, the whispering trees, and even other glittering moonbeams, and they were all dancing softly together. And high, high above, the big, friendly moon smiled down, watching over Stella as she slept. And in a soft, loving voice that seemed to echo through the night, the moon said, "Sleep well, little Stella. Let sweet dreams fill the night." And right then, Stella felt so, so safe and so loved. While the whole night passed so peacefully, and as the very first light of dawn began to touch the sky, Stella slowly, slowly woke up. Oh, she felt so refreshed and so happy. She was ready for a brand new day. But she was also already looking forward to dreaming again. And you know what? Every single night, Stella, the sparkling moonbeam, does this all over again. It's her special job. She floats down from the moon, shines her soft light, and helps everyone in the whole world drift into their own peaceful dreams. And now, I think it's time for us to do the very same thing. So sleep tight, little one, and dream happy dreams.
Welcome to The Explainer. You know, we usually think of stories as these exciting things, right? Full of suspense. Well, today we're flipping that completely on its head. We're going to look at a story where the goal is the exact opposite. We're not just going to tell you a story, we're going to tear one apart and see what makes it tick. Specifically, what makes it put you to sleep. I mean, this sounds super simple, right? almost like something you read to a toddler. But believe it or not, every single word in Nimbus the Little Cloud's sleepy journey is there for a reason. It's all part of this really deliberate, fascinating design. So let's peel back the layers and figure out the secret formula that makes this thing so darn effective. All right, so where do we even start? Well, first up, let's talk about the plot. Or maybe it's better to say its intentional lack of a plot. Think about basically every story you've ever consumed. Books, movies, TV shows. They all have tension, right? A problem to solve, a conflict. We're totally conditioned to expect that. But a sleep story? Its goal is the complete opposite. It's designed to just dismantle any sense of drama. The whole point is to make you feel completely safe, to know exactly what's coming next. And you can really see that difference here. A normal story is kind of like climbing a mountain, you know? There's all this effort, this big challenge, and then you get to the peak. A sleep story, though, is just a slow, gentle ramp going down. Nimbus isn't fighting dragons or overcoming obstacles. He's just peacefully floating down towards rest. That's it. And look at how this descent actually plays out. Every single step on this little cloud's journey is just a move towards being more and more calm. First, he's floating over whispering trees, then a shimmering lake. He watches a soft sunset. You see? No surprises, no gotcha moments. It's just a steady, super reassuring path straight to sleep. Okay, so the plot is basically a non-plot, but it goes so much deeper than that. It's not just what happens, it's the very words they use to describe it. And honestly, this is where the real magic is. The whole thing is basically a masterclass in something called guided imagery. All that really means is that it uses super descriptive words to paint a peaceful little world inside your head. And what does that do? It gives your brain something calm to focus on instead of, your stressful to-do list for tomorrow. Just think about the sounds in this story's world for a second. Nothing is ever loud or shocking. Everything is soft. You've got trees that whisper, birds with sweet melodies. It's like an entire soundscape built without any sharp edges at all. And it's the exact same thing with the visuals. The language is so intentional. Things never flash or glare. Instead, they twinkle, they shimmer, they glow with these soft, warm colors. It's a world with no harsh lights, no sudden movements, just pure visual peace. So when you actually pull out all the descriptive words, a really clear pattern emerges. The story is just drenched in these positive, soothing adjectives. Tiny, fluffy, gentle, soft, sparkling. It's no accident. Every single picture your mind creates is deliberately engineered to feel safe, peaceful, and totally non-threatening. So we have the plot and the words, but there's a third layer, and this one is huge. It's the story's hypnotic rhythm. This is the part that can literally affect your body, slowing you down from the inside out. I mean, just imagine how the story is read out loud. It's slow, it's unhurried, there are these long pauses, and that's not just for dramatic effect. That pacing is specifically designed to get you to subconsciously slow down your own breathing, to let your heart rate drop. It's basically mimicking the way your body naturally gets ready for sleep. And repetition is absolutely key to this. Take that phrase, down, down, down. Repeating the word like that isn't just to describe movement. No, it's a rhythmic cue. It's meant to create an actual physical sensation of letting go, of sinking down, of releasing tension. It's like a verbal command telling your body it's okay to relax. And you see this kind of pattern all over the story. Nimbus is always whispering a gentle hello or goodbye to things. That recurring structure, it creates this super predictable, lulling rhythm. And think about it, for a brain that's spinning and trying to shut down, that kind of predictability is just so comforting. There are no surprises to worry about. Okay, so let's put it all together now. You've got the conflict-free journey, you've got the super specific sensory language, and you've got that hypnotic rhythm. When you combine all of that, the real goal of this story becomes totally crystal clear. Look, this is not just some cute story about a cloud. It is a carefully engineered tool for relaxation. Every single one of these pieces has a job to do, and that job is to get the analytical, worrying part of your brain to just be quiet and instead switch on the part that feels safe, secure, and ready to check out for the night. So what does this all mean? It means a sleep story is basically a guided meditation that's disguised as a narrative. We're not really following a cloud's adventure. We're being led step by step through a meditation. The story gives our racing minds a simple, pleasant job to do. Just picture a fluffy cloud. And that's often all it takes to keep it from spiraling into stressful thoughts, which finally lets our bodies do what they've been wanting to do all along: fall asleep. And that really leaves you with a pretty fascinating thought, doesn't it? If you can engineer a story to make someone feel calm and sleepy, what other stories in our lives are being engineered to make us feel something else? Think about it. Advertising, political speeches, even those motivational quotes you see online. How many of them are using this same kind of formula? A simple plot, emotional words, tons of repetition to guide our feelings and our thoughts without us even realizing it.
Time for the third. Hope you all are enjoying it.
Are you ready to create a story that's truly magical? Let's figure out together what makes a tale so special and enchanting. You know, every great story, the really good ones, always starts with a dreamer. See, a character's dream is what gives them a reason to go on an adventure in the first place. So, let's meet our dreamer. Okay, so first up, a snail's big dream. It's time to meet our hero, Sammy the snail, and find out what he's dreaming about that gets this whole story started. So here he is. This is Sammy. He lives in a super peaceful garden, and at night, the moonlight makes everything just glow. If you listen really, really closely, you can actually hear the wind whispering through the leaves. It's just the coziest place you can imagine. Every hero needs a goal, a big question. And for Sammy, this is it. This one little question is what kicks off the whole adventure. It's the moment that makes him want to leave his comfy, cozy shell and see what's out there. All right, so with that big question buzzing in his mind, Sammy is ready to go. Let's see what happens when our little dreamer takes his very first steps into the big unknown. You know, an adventure is always better with a friend, right? When Sammy meets Lily, he gets that little boost of courage to keep going. It's kind of like having your own personal cheerleader to help you on your journey. Okay, this is where our story starts to get really, really magical. The regular world is about to turn into something extraordinary. Let's add a little sparkle. So as they were crawling along, they came across the most beautiful flower. And it wasn't just any old flower, no way. This one was actually glowing and shimmering, and it made this soft, sparkly sound, almost like it was giggling with light. And this is that moment of pure wonder. You know, those moments in a story that just make you go, wow. What do you think he saw? It was a moonbeam ladder. How cool is that? It's a perfect way to take something normal, like a ladder, and make it totally magical. It's not just for climbing anymore. It's a pathway to a whole new world. Every adventure has a destination, and for Sammy and Lily, this is it. This is the place where they can finally find the answer to that big question. So let's see what's waiting for them at the very top of that moonbeam. They climbed all the way up to a palace made of fluffy, soft clouds, and guess what? This is where the stars live when they're not out shining in the sky. The whole place was filled with gentle music and the sound of happy, twinkling stars. And in this amazing new world, they meet a new friend, Twinkle the Star. It's always so much fun when new characters pop into the story to help guide the hero, isn't it? So Sammy and Lily had the absolute best time. They bounced on soft clouds, they danced with all the sparkly stars, and they listened to the most beautiful songs sung by the stars themselves. It was just the most magical party ever. But you know how it is. Even the best parties have to end. It was time for Sammy and Lily to head back home, safe and sound. So feeling very sleepy, but with hearts just full of happiness, they said goodbye to all their new star friends. And then they started their peaceful journey back down that shimmery moonbeam ladder. And when they got to the bottom, Sammy was right back in his own cozy garden. He snuggled deep, deep into his shell, all safe and warm in his very own bed, with the moonlight shining just outside. So Sammy's adventure was over, but the magic stayed with him. He learned that dreams, they can take you on the most amazing journeys, even when you're just tucked in bed. And now, I wonder, what kind of adventures will you dream of tonight? Thanks for joining me for this little story. Sweet dreams.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel Tiny Toontown.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to share two very interesting stories with you. Hope you enjoy them. Do like, share, and subscribe.
Hello there, my wonderful friends. Oh, just look where we are. It's my home.
the amazing Rainbow Valley. Isn't it just the most magical place in the whole wide world? I mean, the rivers here, they don't just babble, they actually sing. And the clouds, well, they taste like cotton candy. And somewhere in that field of sparkling flowers is my very best friend, Luna. She's a unicorn, just like me, but she has this huge question, a question so big it tickles her all the way from her horn to her tail. You see, Luna would often stand in her favorite patch of clover and just think, I love my home, I love the soft grass and the singing waterfalls, but what makes it all so sparkly? What's the secret ingredient? She'd look up at that giant, shimmering rainbow that hugs the mountains, and she just knew. She had to find out. And that, my friends, is exactly how her great big adventure began. So, that big question, it just buzzed and buzzed inside of her like a little honeybee. What's the secret? Where does the magic come from? It was so loud she could hardly think about anything else. She tossed her shimmery silver mane, and these tiny little sparkles flew out like stars. She thought, I can't just stand here munching clover all day. The answer isn't here in the meadow. It's got to be out there, waiting for me. So, she took a deep, brave breath, puffed out her chest, and stamped her little hoof right on the ground. She announced to all the butterflies and daisies, I will go on an adventure to discover the secret of Rainbow Valley. And you know what? All the butterflies fluttered around her in a big, colorful cloud, cheering her on. She felt a little nervous in her tummy for sure, but mostly she was just so excited. Her very own quest was finally starting. Now, Luna knew she couldn't start a big adventure like this all by herself. Nope, she needed advice from someone very, very wise. So, she trotted to the heart of the valley, to the oldest, most knobby tree you have ever seen. And way up high, nestled in a cozy little nook, was Oliver the Owl. Everyone said he knew all the secrets of the sky and the earth. Well, Luna told him all about her big, buzzing question. Oliver just blinked his big, round eyes and said in his soft, rustly voice, The secret you're looking for is hidden, little one. It's not something I can just give you. Only those who are brave and kind can discover it. Brave and kind? Luna thought about those two words. It wasn't exactly a map, but hey, it was a start, a magical riddle. Brave and kind. Luna repeated those words to herself as she trotted away. Her heart felt full of purpose, but maybe just a little bit lonely, starting off all by herself. She had no idea yet, but the path ahead was filled with new faces and big challenges, and she was about to learn that the very best adventures are the ones you share with friends. With that riddle tucked right into her heart, Luna knew what she had to do. Step 1 was done. Next up, she had to cross the super sparkly, glittering lake. After that, she'd have to be brave and go through the mysterious, enchanted forest. And last, oh boy, the biggest test of all, she was going to climb to the very tippy top of Cloud Peak. It looked like a long, long way, but Luna was ready. Whoa, Luna stopped right at the water's edge, her eyes as wide as saucers. The lake looked like a blanket of spilled diamonds shimmering in the sun. It was so beautiful, but it was also really, really wide. Oh dear, she whispered, how am I ever going to get across? And just then, a little head with sparkly fins popped right out of the water. It was a little fish with shimmering orange scales. Hello, he chirped. Need help crossing the lake? Luna's ears perked right up. Oh, yes, please. His name was Finn, and he showed her a secret path of stones right under the water. And as they went, he told her the funniest fish jokes, and then it hit her. That warm, happy feeling in her heart. It felt like kindness, the first part of Oliver's riddle. On the other side of the lake was the enchanted forest. The trees were so tall they made a green roof right over her head. Everything was quiet and peaceful, until she heard it. A tiny little voice calling out, Help! Help me! Luna's ears twitched, and she followed the sound. And there, she found a little sprite, no bigger than her hoof, trapped under a big, heavy leaf. Oh, that poor little thing. Luna didn't even have to think about it. She just gently nudged the leaf with the tip of her horn and lifted it up. Oh, thank you, chirped the little sprite, sipping around Luna's head in a shower of golden glitter. You're so kind. And seeing Sparkles so happy made this warm, bubbly feeling grow in Luna's chest. It felt strong. It felt like magic. Luna said goodbye to her new friend and kept going. Okay, she had been kind, now it was time to be brave. And as she came out of the forest, she stopped, and she gasped. There it was, Cloud Peak. It was huge. It wasn't just a mountain. It looked like a giant pointing its rocky finger way, way up into the clouds. It looked really scary.
All that brave, bubbly feeling from the forest just seemed to shrink away. Her hooves felt heavy. She looked up and up and up and whispered, I don't know if I can do this. Her heart felt like a wobbly little jelly. The top just looked so very, very far away.
For a second, she thought about turning back. But then she thought of Finn and his happy smile. She thought of Sparkle zipping with joy, and she remembered Oliver's words, brave and kind. And she realized bravery isn't about not being scared, it's about being scared and trying anyway. So she took a deep breath, looked at the rocky path, and took one wobbly but very, very brave first step. And she climbed and she climbed. The path was tricky, but with every single step, she felt a little bit stronger. And finally, with one last big push, she made it. She was at the very top of Cloud Peak, high above the clouds. She felt like she was on top of the world. And that's when she heard it, a gentle, musical sound coming from a secret place. She followed the sound and, can you believe it? She found a waterfall tumbling down like a curtain of liquid diamonds. She felt something was behind it. So she gathered all her courage, pushed through the cool mist, and found herself in a hidden cave. Wow, the walls were covered in glowing rainbow crystals, and in the very center was an old, rolled-up scroll. Her heart did a little flip. This was it. This had to be the secret. Her hooves were trembling just a little as she so carefully unrolled the ancient paper. And the letters on it, they glowed with this soft, warm light. She read the words out loud. The secret of Rainbow Valley is not something you find. It is the kindness, bravery, and friendship shared by everyone here.
Luna's eyes went wide. Of course, it all made perfect sense. The magic wasn't a thing. It was Finn helping her cross the lake. It was setting Sparkle free. It was that wobbly feeling in her own heart when she decided to climb the mountain anyway. She laughed, a happy, joyful laugh, and said, "The secret isn't a treasure, it's what we share. Kindness and friendship." She couldn't wait another second. This secret was too wonderful to keep to herself. She galloped out of that crystal cave and bounded down the mountain, her heart feeling as bright and sparkly as the valley below. She had to tell everyone, right now. And when she got back, she showed them what the real magic was all about. It's the kindness you show to others. It's the bravery you feel when you're scared, but you do it anyway. It's the love you feel for your friends. And it's sharing all those wonderful, sparkly feelings inside your heart. That's it. That's the real magic. Luna stood with Finn and Sparkle and all her friends, her heart just overflowing. "Let's promise," she said, "let's promise to be kind and brave every single day, because that's what makes our home so special. We are the magic." And everyone cheered and promised together. And you will not believe what happened next. As soon as they all made that promise, the biggest, brightest rainbow they had ever seen burst across the sky. It had all the normal colors, but it also had these new, sparkly, glittery colors no one had ever seen before. It was a rainbow made of everyone's kindness and bravery shining down on their magical home. So, Luna learned that the magic wasn't in a secret cave at all. It was inside her the whole time. Just like it's inside of you right this very second. You have so much kindness in your hands and bravery in your heart. So my question for you, my amazing friend, is, what secret magic are you going to share with the world today? Bad eye for now.
Now time for second story. Let's see what's in the next one.
Meet Lily. Her story about a lost crystal, well, it might seem pretty simple on the surface. But what if I told you it holds a secret? A kind of recipe, a blueprint that powers some of the most epic stories ever told. Today, we're gonna unlock it together. And it all kicks off with this one thought, a moment of pure curiosity. Now, that's not just a line of dialogue, you know? It's the spark. It captures the mindset of a hero right before her entire world is about to change forever. And that right there, that's the core idea. I mean, think about it. Whether it's Luke Skywalker starring at Two Suns or Neo following the White Rabbit, the basic structure underneath is often the exact same. Lily's quest is our key to understanding this powerful storytelling blueprint. Okay, first up, a girl, a map. This is where we get to see the hero's ordinary world and witness her call to adventure. So every great journey has to start somewhere, right? For Lily, it's this quiet little village. This is what we call her ordinary world. It's safe, it's familiar, and for someone like her, it's maybe just a little too quiet. This is the before picture, and it's so important for us to appreciate the transformation that's about to happen. Now, this whole structure actually has a name, the hero's journey. It's this classic pattern of adventure, victory, and transformation. And trust me, once you see it, you will start noticing it absolutely everywhere. So keep these steps in mind as we follow Lily. And here we go, the catalyst, the map. That is the call to adventure. It's the one thing that just shatters the routine of her ordinary world and presents our hero with a challenge, a quest, a huge opportunity. You know, some heroes hesitate. They refuse the call at first. But not Lily. Her immediate acceptance tells us everything we need to know about her character. She's brave, she's eager, and you get the feeling she's been waiting for this moment her whole life. Her journey has officially begun. All right, Section 2, Into the Enchanted Forest. This covers a couple of crucial steps, crossing the threshold and meeting allies. So, right here, Lily crosses the threshold. She's leaving her normal, known world and entering a place where the rules are completely different. The Enchanted Forest is this whole new world of magic and mystery, and from this point on, there's no turning back. And of course, no hero can do it alone. In this new world, Lily meets her allies, and these characters are way more than just sidekicks. They often represent skills the hero needs to learn. You know, maybe the owl offers wisdom, the squirrel teaches her to be quick on her feet, and the deer shows the importance of kindness. Her new allies immediately set the terms of the quest. See, it's not a test of strength, but of wit and character. They're her guides, and they're setting her on the path of trials that will get her ready for the ultimate goal. Now for part 3, riddles and friendships. This is the real heart of the adventure, what storytelling experts call the road of trials. This is where our hero truly starts to grow. The Road of Trials is basically a series of tests and obstacles that are designed to push Lily to her limits, forcing her to adapt and become way stronger than she was when she started. So here's a perfect example of one of Lily's trials, a riddle from the forest. I'll give you a second to think about it. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. What am I? An echo. By solving this, Lily proves she's starting to get the logic of this magical world. And each little trial she passes, it builds her confidence and moves her one step closer to her goal. After passing all the trials, we finally arrive at Section 4, the Lost Crystal Found. This is the big climax of the quest, the moment of seizing the reward. This is it, the moment she's been working towards this whole time. Lily achieves her goal. She claims the physical prize. The quest, on the surface, looks like it's complete. She found what she was looking for. You can just feel the triumph in her voice. But notice what she says, the magic is real. The story is kind of hinting that the true magic might be something more than just a sparkling gem. And that's where the journey gets really interesting. Which brings us to our final, and maybe the most important section. Part 5, The Magic Within. This is all about the return home and the hero's ultimate transformation. This right here is the true purpose of the hero's journey. The hero returns to their ordinary world, but they don't just come back with a prize. They come back as a completely different person. The journey has fundamentally transformed them. So what was the real treasure? It wasn't the crystal. The true magic she discovered was internal. The kindness she showed her allies, the courage she found deep inside herself, and the power of friendship. And here, our transformed hero shares her newfound wisdom. This simple sentence, that's the moral of the story. It's the lesson she earned the hard way, back there on the road of trials. This is the final stage. The hero returns with a gift, an elixir, to share with their community. For Lily, that gift isn't a magical stone. It's the wisdom that true magic really just comes from within. So, from a simple map to a profound realization, Lily's journey is a perfect model of this timeless structure. But this pattern isn't just for stories. It mirrors the challenges and transformations in our own lives. Which leaves just one final question. What has your adventure taught you?
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel Tiny Toon Town.